Okay, we're going to go on work with some number patterns here. There's a question about this guy who's making pyramids in a grocery store. So, very first pyramid, he has one can, he just kind of places it out. Then he decides, well, I want to make two rows, right? This one only has one row. Well, his second pyramid is going to have two rows. And in order to do this, he has to take a can on top, and then he has to put one in front. I don't know if this is going to be easy to see. And kind of two standing behind. I know they kind of overlap. Does that kind of make sense there? Can you see that? Okay, so he has a total of 4 cans in here. So we're at 1 can in this one, 4 cans here. He then goes to his third pyramid, which needs to have 1, 2, 3 major rows. And he's going to have to duplicate what he had here. Okay, so we're going to copy this. Paste it all over here. So these are his top 2 rows. And he's just going to add another row on the bottom. Well, the row on the bottom has to have 1 kind of can in front, then 2-ish behind, and then behind those guys it has to have 3. So one of them's kind of hidden. 1, 2, and then I have to throw one in behind, which is going to make things very messy, but 3. Okay? So this pyramid's very odd because it's overlapping. But in this pyramid, he had 1 can on the top, just like this row here had. He had 3 cans on the second row, just like this second row had. And then he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1 in behind 6. He had 6 cans below. Okay? And he's going to continue this pattern. And one of the questions asks us, if he had 100 cans, how tall can his rows be? Well, I'm not going to keep making the pyramids with those cans because it can get very confusing. What we're going to try to do is figure out some type of pattern to these numbers. Okay? So, in the very first one, they had 1 can. The next row they had to do was the number 2. Okay? Or in other words, the term number. What you're going to do is you're going to take the term number and you're going to add it to the number of cans there were before. So let's kind of write this sideways. In the very first pyramid he made, pyramid 1, he only had 1 can. Okay? In pyramid 2, I guess I'll write the numbers to the side. This was actually pretty well organized when we did it this way. Pyramid 2, they duplicated this one. He had row 1. And then technically in row 2, there were, how do we draw this? 1, 2, 3 cans in row 2. Okay, so he had a total of 3 altogether. Here they only had 1. In the next one, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 here in the third row. In the second row, it was the same as before. He still had 1, 2, 3. So he had 3 cans. And in the very top row, he only had the 1 can on top. So we add those all together. He has a total of 10 cans. So we'll kind of get our answers out here on the side. Okay. So he went up from 1, 3, and 10. And we're going to write the term numbers beside. Okay, so this was the first pyramid, the second pyramid, the third pyramid he makes. So what we've discovered here in terms of pattern, it's not an easy one to see, is he takes this number, 1. Okay, that's how many cans there were before. So we take 1. The next term is the number 2. We add that number. Sorry, I knew we made a little error here. Sorry. This is 3, which makes this number 4. I didn't count the number of cans right. Okay, so he takes how many cans there were before. He looks at the new term number. The new term number is 2. So he puts those together and he gets 3. 3 is what it increases by. So we're going to try to figure out what this increases by. Well, the number of terms there were 4. The next term number is, sorry, not 4. The number of cans in the last row were 3. The new term number is 3. We add them together. This one's going to go up by 6. Okay, so how is this making sense? We're always looking at the bottom row. here was the bottom row. So in the first pyramid, there was only 1 can on the bottom row. In the second pyramid, there were 3 cans on the bottom row. That's where we got this term from. 1 on the bottom row, 3 on the bottom row. In this one, there are 6 on the bottom row. Okay? So we're talking about the fourth pyramid. We're not even going to redraw everything. Fourth pyramid. There are 6 cans on the bottom row. So we already know we take that term 6. The new term number is 4. So we're going to add 4. We're going to be increasing by 10 cans. So the next row should have 20 cans if this is right. Well, let's actually draw it out. We know that we're going to have 1 can on the top row, right? 3 cans, like this, on the second row. 6 cans, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the third row. And then the fourth row, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cans. Well, 10 is how much we increase by. 10 plus 6 plus 3 plus 1 is 20. So this pattern's kind of working. Let's see if we can try to make a little more sense of it again. So we focus on always what was the last number on the bottom row. There were 10 cans on the last bottom row. So we're now on the 5th term. We're on the 5th term here. So without drawing the cans this time, the last bottom row had how many?
10.
And what's the new term number?
5.
So what do we add together to figure out how much we go up by?
10 and 5, 15.
10 plus 5 gives us 15. So in the next row, we should have how many cans in the entire pyramid? 20, 35. That's right. Okay. And if you write it out, that is going to be correct. So without writing the cans, we're going to try to continue this forward. So also that 15 represents the new bottom row. That's how many cans are going to be in the new bottom row. Because all we're doing is stacking a new set underneath the last one. So apparently there are 15 cans in the bottom row. And let's double check to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's right. There were 15 cans in the last bottom row. So the amount we go up by is how many cans are in that bottom row. So 6th term. How many cans are going to be in the bottom row? That's essentially what it's telling us. How many cans were there before? 15. What is the next term number?
6.
So how many cans are going to be in that bottom row?
21.
15 plus 6. There should be 21 cans in the bottom row, which means we're increasing by 21 cans. So what's our new term number?
46. Oh, no.
6. It's not 46, though.
56.
56. That's right. Okay. So that's how many cans are in the bottom row. So next term. 7th term number. How many cans were in the last bottom row?
21.
21. What's the new term number?
7.
Yep. So how much are we going to, how many cans are going to be in the next bottom row?
28.
28, which means we're going to increase by
84.
84. Good. And let's just go one more because we said there was 100 cans. So now so far he's used 84 cans. 8. Term 8. How many cans are going to be in the bottom row?
36.
36 cans in the bottom row, which means we're going to increase by 36. How many cans do we have?
110.
Looking at this. 110. That's right. So for 100 cans, we can only use 84 of them, and that would be in the 7th row, or 7 stacks high. Okay? It's a tough pattern to see in this question.
Mm-hmm.